What's the title of my book? This is a quiz.
What is the title of your book? Getting Lost in the Sauce.
That's right. Say it twice. Getting lost in
Getting
the
Lost in the
sauce.
Sauce. Saying it together.
That's right. Say it with me, y'all. You came from pro wrestling to hypnosis, so you pretty much had to reinvent that part of it, how hypnosis even found you.
So, side note, found out I just didn't like any of her friends. I didn't have social anxiety.
Have you ever hypnotized anybody to do things? Have you used your powers for not good, for evil things? Okay. And action. This is Rise Plus Rebel, a podcast for people who refuse to abandon themselves to fit this world. Here, we talk about solitude, authentic truth, power, money, creativity, and the quiet action that changes everything. This season is about reclaiming what was never meant to be outsourced. Your voice, your intuition, your timing, your authority. I'm Hoja, commercial real estate advisor and the founder of Rise Plus Rebel, and your host. If you're navigating the journey of life, especially when it feels lonely, uncomfortable, or misunderstood, well then, you're in the right place. Let's begin. Today's guest is someone whose life is basically a masterclass in reinvention. I'm sitting down with Rusty Diamond, hypnotist, author, and podcaster with over 600 episodes, who also has a background in professional wrestling. Yep, you heard that right. After a major injury forced a full reset, Rusty rebuilt his career through hypnosis, entrepreneurship, and a surprisingly effective partnership with ChatGPT. His work is all about autonomy, ownership, and breaking the patterns that keep people stuck. This episode is about the mind, business, and personal power. Let's dive in. Rusty Diamond, welcome to Rise Plus Rebel. Good morning. How are you? Happy Friday. Happy Friday the 13th.
Happy Friday the 13th. If I could tell you what was going on Friday the 13th, you would not believe it. But that's for a different time. But I am doing great. I am doing awesome. It is Friday, whatever that means in anybody's life. And if it means something different in your life, then could use this podcast.
Thank you. You mentioned you were in America somewhere.
Yes, I'm in America somewhere. Right now, I am in Union Bridge, Maryland. That's where I am right now, and then I'll be on the West Coast.
Portland?
Portland, probably be there starting.
And then when are you going?
Well, I will be from the 15th till the 1st.
Okay, and then you're going to Asia after that.
And I'm going to Asia on the 1st. I'm going
That's
to
awesome. So you're going on my
Manila.
birthday month. Nice.
On your birthday month, day before your birthday.
Well, April.
Possibly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Somewhere in
Okay.
there.
My number one stalker. I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So this is the stalking podcast. So if
That's
you
right.
guys were wondering about how to do stalking, I
That's
had
right.
an
Reach out to
interesting
Rusty
conversation. Yeah, about stalking the other day too. So that's good, but we don't need to get into that conversation. That's
You
a
know
totally
what, Rusty?
different
You can just
conversation.
even shameless plug. I'm pretty sure if enough people reach out to Rusty about stalking, he'll probably create a course for you that he can sell online as well.
You betcha. And it will be easy. It will be the easiest course you've ever had, and you can be a master just like that.
You know, I'm pretty sure you can just hypnotize people. Have you actually? Oof. Let's
Have I
dive into
hypnotized
that actually, because now
someone?
we're getting off script, but I really want to go into that. Have you ever hypnotized anybody to do things? Have you used your powers for not good, for evil things?
I do have a story about this.
Okay.
That's not my style. That's not my style, but I encountered it. Okay, this was weird. This was me and another hypnotist were working with the same client. But I started noticing, like, this guy was the one he was like the main hypnotist. And he had like me and another guy working with her. And so like this way we could all sort of like share notes and be able to do stuff that the other guy couldn't do. So that was interesting. That's the story. So
The evil part.
he started using it for nefarious ways, and I was like, I don't like this. I don't like this. And like part of it was I felt like he was going to be doing more harm than good. And it was very much a stay away from everybody else. I'm the only person you should talk to, which is another one that I'm like staying away from. Like when it gets to be like that, or when someone says to really work with them, then it's not worth it. I only work with a certain amount of people. I only work with people that I connect with. I only work with people that can open up to me and can get their money's worth. Otherwise, I'm going to send you somewhere else. But this guy was doing some weird stuff. And then I confronted the client about it. And I was saying, look, I don't want to be around this anymore. Like, I like working with you, but it's a no for me, dog. And I had to get away from it because then I felt like he was taking some of my energy that I could be using for other people and for good. And so there is totally a good side and there's a bad side.
So did he like hypnotize to do evil things, or did he hypnotize in a way where the person would just do things for him in whatever way he wanted?
It almost became more like that. And then he started using words that were used in mind control. And he liked using the word mind control too, which was also weird. And so in my book, shout out to my book.
Yeah, what's the name of the book?
The book is called Hypnosis is Great.
Nice.
Yeah, it was easy to come up with the name.
Yeah. What's your name of the website too? Hypnosis is Great.
Business.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Hypnosis is Great. And there's a part in there where I say something, I'm going to probably misquote my own quote, but
You're
I should
allowed.
know it.
Authors are allowed. It's okay. We have too many things. Yeah.
There's a lot in there. And I said, if someone calls you master, like it's a big sign to run or something like that. And then I encountered that, and then I ran, and I told her to run. She didn't run, but you can only do so much. Like, people are going to do their own healing, but that's something I don't want to be a part of. And I know that it can fester in any community. There's always ups and downs. There's always goods and bads for everything, equal and opposites. And I try to balance out the evil. I'm not saying that, like, I'm probably like 98% good. Maybe
That's good.
Yeah, I feel like I'm not 100% because I don't know if I
Yeah.
could be 100%, but there's still room for improvement and trying to improve. But I feel like I try to
That's
do a
good.
lot of hypnosis for good.
Okay. Yeah, that 2%. It's kind of like,
Yeah.
how would somebody feel if only 98% of meat or vegetable was pure?
Ooh, that's a good percentage if you got 98%
Well, listen,
of that
in
being
this
pure.
in this day and age, we eat so much crap. I think 98 is it's still pretty good.
Yeah, 98's really good.
98 is a good number, so all right. Let's aim for
Yeah.
that 99 though, Rusty. I
Ooh,
challenge you.
I would like to get to 99. I'm really trying for 99. That's a good number. I don't know if I get to 100, but 99 is
99 is
stacks
good
maxed
too.
out.
That's
Just
right.
about.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's get to it because we got sidetracked, but it was a good sidetrack. So tell us about, you've done pro wrestling, then you got into hypnosis, and, I feel like you have a lot of plot twists in your life. Knowing you, and then for everybody listening, to give a little bit of context, Rusty and I have known each other for what, like 2, 3 years now? And we met because I was on his podcast first, Public Access, and I was there twice, if not 3 times.
Maybe 4.
No, 4 is too much, I
Okay,
think.
three then for sure. And
3?
then I
Okay.
believe there was a cross promotion one.
Okay.
So it could have been 3.5. Okay, 3 though, for sure.
All right, we'll
If you
settle
want
on
to
3.
find them.
So we've known each other long enough. That's the only reason why I can say Rusty has had a lot of plot twists in his life. So what happened? Do you want to kind of get into it? And
Sure.
you pretty much, yeah, like you came from pro wrestling to hypnosis, so you pretty much had to reinvent that part of it. Do you want to get into how hypnosis even found you?
Sure. So it all started back on a warm summer day in Cincinnati, Ohio in 1982. And So I got into hypnosis. So I was wrestling a lot. I was a lot. And for example, I would leave Thursday after work from Portland and I would drive 6 hours up to Vancouver. And then, so that'd be 3 o'clock in the morning. And then go to
Wow.
sleep for like 2 hours. And after that, wake up and drive 4 hours over to Kelowna and then do a show there. And when that show was over, usually like at 10 or 11, we'd drive back to Vancouver for 4 hours. And then that'd be Saturday early morning at like 4 o'clock in the morning and then sleep till like early 11 maybe, and then like at 1 o'clock go over to the show there in Vancouver, do the show in Vancouver, and that would get done about midnight. And then we drive 6 hours down to Portland, pick up someone there, and then so that would be like 6 7 o'clock in the morning, and then drive 9 hours down to Pico, California, do a show there. And then as soon as the last person was done out of the ring, we would then drive 9 hours back up to Portland. And then that would be about Monday morning at 5 or 6 a.m. And then at 7 o'clock, I'd be at work. And then I would work until Thursday. And there would be like 10 4-hour shifts. And I was moving hardwood flooring and I was driving a truck that would carry it, and I was walking across an unfinished driveway, carrying 80 pounds, maybe 100 pounds of hardwood flooring, and there was a piece of plywood covering a hole, and I stepped into the hole and twisted my knee. And then, so that went from me being on the road all the time or working all the time to sitting on the couch with my leg up, waiting 6 months before I could get surgery because they kept wanting to do physical therapy. And I said, something's not right. I need surgery. And so 6 months later, I finally got surgery. So that would have been like March or April of 2018. And then I got depressed. I was already depressed because I was doing nothing, and didn't really have a creative outlet then. And then that's when I started going to a therapist. And the day that I went to the therapist, the first day, I got a message from my sister when I was sitting in the waiting room that 2 people from my class were involved in a murder-suicide. And it was like international news and stuff. And this guy that I graduated with, him and this gal had a little dating at some point, and I'm getting off track here, but he ended up having a stalking problem,
Okay,
and
so we weren't kidding about the stalking.
this is a different stalking thing. And she tried to get away from him, and she worked with her best friend and her mom. And this guy came up to the house that they were at, and he had a gun, and she walked outside to be like, what's going on? And she got blasted, and then he shot himself. And so like her mom and best friend saw that happen. And then so my sister is telling me this as I'm sitting there in the waiting room, and I don't want to trust therapists because I've had bad experiences. They just sucked. But so I went in there, and I didn't say any of this to my therapist that day. I was naturally just said nothing about it. But I found her, and she was great. I really was able to talk to her a lot and open up, which is why I make sure that I know it's important for hypnotists. And anyone who won't do that, I don't trust and I don't want to work with. I don't want someone who's just trying to get extra money when they can go and have someone else do it. But I was just stuck, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do for a job. I've been doing physical stuff my whole life, and I was, going and getting beaten up in my underwear by
Yeah.
people, and I can't do that anymore. So I was also going in there because I had social anxiety, which
No
was,
way. I would have
yeah,
never imagined you as somebody has some
well,
social anxiety. I've learned something new about you in my episode. Wow.
Here's the thing about that.
Tell me.
So apparently I didn't have social anxiety with my friends, but I had social anxiety with my girlfriend's friends. And so I ended up finding out that I didn't actually have social anxiety because I would get my energy like sucked out of me when I was there, and like I just felt like shit and I didn't want to be there. And so, like, when I was there, I would just have no energy. And so that was what I talked to my therapist about. And she's taught me or gave me this book that taught me about being able to not take on people's energy. And there were two jobs in there that were suggested for someone like that. And one was a Reiki and one was a hypnotist. And so, side note, found out I just didn't like any of her friends. I didn't have social anxiety.
I was scared.
I'm not good at faking being nice to people. I'm
That's
very
awesome.
blunt, and that kind of sucks sometimes.
I don't
Very
think
literal.
so. But that's so funny because you had me fooled on my podcast. Thank you, Rusty Diamond. But I think that's your specialty. You just said it yourself, keeping it blunt. Okay.
So
So you just all of this to say you found your calling through a book.
through a book,
Okay.
much like your book that I got from you, that was partly inspiration for me to write my first book.
Aw, thank you, Rusty. I appreciate
So
that.
shout out to you on that one.
What's the title of my book? This is a quiz.
What is the title of your book? Getting Lost in the Sauce.
That's right. Say it twice. Getting lost in
Getting
the
Lost in the
sauce.
Sauce. Saying it together.
That's right. Say it with me, y'all.
Getting lost in
Okay.
the sauce. There it
That's
is.
right. That's
Now it's in
exactly
your
what
head.
this. Now it's in your head and it's in this episode. So let's solidify this moment by getting lost in the sauce. That's amazing. That's amazing. And I love when an author or just even a random individual online or just not even online, just in the real world, roaming, some random person who spent time writing or just creating or just even sharing their thoughts, and then another random person was able to get inspired by it and take action. I think like that experience in itself is just so beautiful. I love it and it just makes me
I
really
agree.
happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
No, thank you for sharing. So, for the people listening who hear hypnosis, like I've experienced it as well when I would tell people like I was under a hypnosis, which also shout out to Rusty Diamond for I think you were my first.
I was your first. You're welcome.
I think you were my first hypnotist. Yeah, that I allowed to put me under hypnosis. And I think for people who hear it first time, they immediately have this perception that it's some random guy who has a pocket watch and does the little, ooh, you're under hypnosis. You being a hypnotist, what's the biggest myth that you wish people would end already? Like, what's that stereotypical myth that you face yourself? Like, what would you wish that they kind of forgot about that and give us a different perception of what hypnotism is? Because it's hypnosis is great, apparently, according to you. So tell us why.
Because I wouldn't shut up about it. I wouldn't shut
Okay.
up that hypnosis was great. That's why I called it that. I couldn't shut up. I was just saying hypnosis is great because I had all these other jobs where I was dog shit at the job and I did not care about the job. But then I found this and I fell in love and it's cool. And so I would say when people say I can't be hypnotized or I went to a show once and I didn't get hypnotized,
Huh?
and I say, yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. And then I leave it at that. And
Okay.
then maybe they might say something. But, if they don't think the hypnosis is going to work, then it might not work. But I mean, it's going to work. So it's just whatever they think, anyways. And we're all hypnotized all the time, every day. We're hypnotized by movies. We're hypnotized by music. We're hypnotized by advertising. We're hypnotized by reading a book. We're hypnotized by scrolling social media. We're hypnotized by any of this. And one thing that's hard is I like watching stuff or reading stuff sometimes about people that are shitty, and it's what we're taking in. Like, it's a hard thing to be able to separate because we're subconsciously taking that information in. Like, I like watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or
I love
something
that
like
show.
that. Yeah, me too. It's like they're bad people, but like our brain doesn't know the difference, so we're taking it in as information, and it's hard sometimes. But now I'm hearing like you can have songs that you listen to in the morning. The song Ring My Bell is a good one to play when you wake up. It's an abundance and wealth centered song.
Nice.
But now we can make music very easily that is designed to cause certain feelings, certain thoughts. So going back to music, being able to get anything going. So, and then, I've used a pocket watch once, but it was just for fun. And I showed some of Sean's daughter's friends or something, like a pocket
Okay.
watch, and then they were blown away. But I was, but I don't know. Now it's just packed up and it's going back in a box to Oregon. And it's gonna sit there because I am the pocket watch.
That's right. I was actually, I was laughing because I made myself laugh. I want to share this joke with you in my head. I envisioned you like with your pocket watch, and you're like, "Here, let me I'm a hypnotist," and then like the watch just kind of like does the thing. It
That
was
is,
funnier in my head. I just ruined the joke, so not like that exactly.
but that makes the joke better.
Thank
Those are
you.
the jokes that I like. If you don't know that, I do enjoy those jokes. So you did
Okay,
great for me. So the
thank
audience,
you.
maybe it might be different, but
I
for
know
me, you
they
made me
might be
laugh.
brutal. I appreciate it, Rossi. I appreciate that you have low standards for jokes because I can bring them very well.
Takes one to know one.
Yeah, you're really good at creating very like hilarious, cringy videos. I'm like, oh my God, this made me feel so. I don't know. I'm confused, but it's hilarious. I love it. I've seen your videos mostly on TikTok, right? I don't know if you see them. I don't see. I'm also not on social media that much, despite the fact that I'm on social media on all platforms. You can find me, but I don't really consume. I create. So, but I've seen your creations through TikTok, and especially the old ads you created, what, like 5, 10 years ago. Those were hilarious.
Thank you. I miss doing that, and I've been looking for someone to do that for. If I have to do it on my own again, I'll do it on my own, but thank you for that. Because like the first one I made, I had my friends Jamie and Nick and Crystal all send me a few videos of them doing a few things. I didn't know what it was going to turn into, but I also was trying to like be like, oh, can I use one of my songs that I made before for the music in it? And then I couldn't get anything that fit it. And then I got into public domain. Also, public domain day is one of my favorite things in the world. But then I heard the Blue Danube Waltz, and then I couldn't get Hypnosis is great.
Huh. Okay.
This is great. And then that's what I went with that. And then I had a guy put it together because I was living in Minnesota then. And I was like, to make it wild, I don't know how to describe it, but I tried. I tried to describe it. He kind of understood me. That's also something. I need someone that understands me as far as making my videos. And this guy, I think, did pretty well. And yeah, and then the next one I did, I was in Utah, and I had my vintage shop. And that one, I had a guy working for me, Jarvis, and he's the guy does the woo, and then it blows up. I couldn't believe he went and did it. I asked him, I'm like, dude, you want to be in the commercial? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, yeah. And I asked these people. I went on I believe it was the KSL, which is like the Salt Lake City Facebook community page or Craigslist or whatever, but for people there. And I got a number of people. I told them to send me a video of them like freaking out. Like there was a video of kids freaking out on Christmas. They got a Nintendo 64. And I'm like, can you recreate this? And People tried, but no one really got anywhere close to it. But it was entertaining. And then I like, okay, well, I casted some people for it and brought
Wow.
them in. And I didn't really know what I was going to do. I just wanted to get a whole bunch of footage. And then I was like, then I'm going to cut some promo at the end and say something about something, but I can do that on my own. Yeah, then I saw Jarvis do the woo! Yeah, and it made me crack up so much. And I was like, I need to center the whole commercial around this. This is going to be the whole commercial. This is the best part. So I told the guy I need help with this. And so he did that. And the guy made it again. And then the last one I did was the Spirit Airlines one.
We're gonna
I
have to
made
see
that.
those because, yeah,
Ooh,
like you're teasing. I would love to. Maybe we can include that in the episode as well. That way, yeah, that would be
okay.
really cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you can. There's a lot. I mean, dude, dude, there's a lot of stuff in there. We've talked about this too, because you tell me, you say you have a lot of content, you need to do something with that, but I have no desire at all to go through any of my content. And
Well, I
one day I'm
mean,
going to
yeah.
get someone that does want to do that.
I
Then
think, yeah,
I,
you should definitely hire like an assistant or something and get them to
yeah,
put them all out there. I feel like you have thousands, if not millions of hours of content that you could be posting. You're kind of like on the level of Gary Vee, except you're
you
not
like Gary Vee?
sharing. Huh?
You like Gary Vee?
Yeah, Gary Vee's cool.
Cool. Yeah. So on my Chat GPT
Yeah,
for my business stuff,
you have a prompt.
say, well,
Huh?
yeah, here I can give you a little something. So I have it so it talks like my consulting, like I consult him, I
Yeah.
consult the sharks on Shark Tank, and I consult Yellow Tux Jesse from the Savannah Bananas. And so I consult them when I'm going and doing my stuff because I like the way that they all do business and I like setting it up like that. So it's like being able to talk to them without being able to talk to him because I know that dude has his number up on his TikTok too, which I love. Anyone can call me too, but people don't call me. They just they just call me. I don't fill in the blank here. Fill in the blank.
Well, no, I was gonna say
Late
you
for
get
dinner.
more. No, no. Call you for dinner. Call you for a sex hotline.
Call me for a sex hotline. Call me
I don't
for a
know.
sex hotline. Here I am.
Rusty Diamond here. That's such a cool prompt. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. That's really cool. You know what I think we the people should be doing is sharing more with your friends about like, oh hey, here's this cool prompt that I'm using with AI. I don't know. It's just really nice to elevate other people. Rusty Diamond, sharing is caring.
Agreed. I hear shit and I listen to shit now and I see stuff online and I'm thinking I'm 3 to 6 months ahead of everybody almost that is doing this. I'm seeing like, even the big like up top people. They're
Okay.
3 to 6 months behind me what they're doing. Like I can point out every little bit of AI and what they could be doing better. So it's a weird spot. I figured this out 2 days ago
Figured out.
because I've been hearing and seeing all these things on like big commercials and stuff. Like every commercial is this AI that's like I was fucking with this shit. I feel like a hipster. I'm the hipster of AI right now, and I thought I was gonna get a spit take. I was trying for it, but it didn't work. I thought I was
Listen,
gonna
at
get to
least
see
you're
some
cool again.
acting
You're cool
skills.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
back to cool. So I feel like I'm ahead of people on that, and I feel like I've been able to dive really deep in it, and I love that. And I would talk with you about it anytime you want. The people, everyone else, they're gonna have to pay a little bit, but
There you go.
I will give that shout out to those people on there though. The Gary V, the Shark Tank, and the Yellow Tux Jesse, like that thing's bananas. The Savannah Bananas thing, like a couple of years ago was wild, and now they're. Have you know the Savannah Bananas?
No.
Holy crap. Okay. So the Savannah Bananas, they are a. Do you know the Harlem Globetrotters?
Damn, man, no.
Okay.
There's a
Okay.
lot. I live in a little rock, in
Okay.
my own little island. I don't know a lot of things, y'all. So like, please don't quiz me. I most likely
Okay.
will fail.
So you know professional wrestling somewhat.
Somewhat, yeah, yeah. I
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Okay. You
Yes.
don't need to know a lot. So
Okay.
there's theatrics in professional wrestling, and everything is more scripted as opposed to like a regular baseball game where it is not scripted. But and not for entertainment purposes.
Not at all.
So not at all. None of it. Every sport is totally 100%
Real.
as real as wrestling is.
Just like news. Yes.
Just like news, it is just as real as the news. And so the Savannah Bananas, they went and made it so as for the audience. Like they took everything that was boring about baseball and took notes on it. And they're like, well, if we did this, we can just, I think this would be fun. And so they were just like a minor league team. And they decided that rather than like go in a league, and they also made it so every seat is affordable for everyone, and they made the food affordable for everyone, and like the merch. And so like they have this way of like building everything up without having to rip the fans off, but then they want to support the whole thing. And they went from this little state in Savannah to now they're doing like tours and doing like football stadiums. It's like a whole spectacle. Like the whole game is fun. And rather than having their games on like network TV, every game is on YouTube. Some of the games are on like ESPN and stuff now, which too is crazy. But yeah, there's like getting like 100,000 people at these games, and it's just like doing stuff from a different perspective. And so it's fun to have a consultant on there like that, or like Gary Vee, or like because Gary Vee, he's very much a hustler, and he's always been a
Yeah.
hustler. He was starting out with his wine business, and it's cool. Like I like the out of the box hustling. That's always kind of been what I enjoy. I'm getting very off topic every time. I'm trying to stay roped
No, you're
in a
good.
little
You're
bit,
good.
but sometimes
You're
you
good.
gotta
Sip
pull
your
me back.
tea. Sip your tea. Because I know for
Telling
as long as I've known you, you've pretty much been an entrepreneur for the most part, right? Wouldn't you say?
since I was a wee little rusty.
There you
I've
go.
Yeah, since I was a kid. I mean, I was selling baseball cards. I had a job at 10 years old delivering flyers and putting them on people's doors, and like I've always had something. When I was another little shout out to the book. When I was 17 or 18, eBay was picking up, and I had a bunch of old wrestling tapes, and I also got 70 hours of very short clips that were on 13 CDs burned on there. And so I was 17 years old, and my friend that I was living with, he had a CD burner. And so I would go and buy a little case of CDs or a spindle of CDs, and then I would reburn these, and then I would sell these on eBay. So I guess it's statute of limitations, but I mean, I was a minor selling, which was
Ye-
cool, and I made some good money, and I bought myself a Cadillac, and then it wasn't a new Cadillac, but I bought myself a Cadillac.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Wow.
and yeah, that was when I was like 18, and I did that like right when I turned 18. And so then I realized I could, it was always go for the hustle. Like I've been fired from a zillion jobs. I've been fired. I probably quit more jobs than I've been fired from, but I've been fired from a lot of jobs. I'm very much I'm a great consultant is what I am. I'm a great consultant, maybe an all right teacher.
All right, teacher.
Definitely that. I was a substitute teacher for a while too.
You look like you could be one. Yeah. I could see you as a
Yeah,
substitute. Yeah.
it was
Somebody that I don't want to listen to, like kick
right.
rocks.
Put them to sleep. That's what I should have
That's
been
right,
doing. If I would have
exactly.
known hypnosis then, I would have been trying to put them to sleep, and then let them sleep. All right, great. Go
So
home and go on YouTube and learn.
it sounds to me like this was pre-hypnotism
Yeah,
career or hypnosis.
this would
Pre-hypnosis.
have been like a year or two probably before. It was after my dad died. It was like probably 2015 or 2016, right before I started working at the at the place where I busted my knee, and I went and lived with my mom for like a year or something when he died. Yeah, I almost had a job driving the school bus, and like I passed all the stuff, and then someone said to me, they're like, "What the fuck are you thinking? Like, that is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life." And so I ended up not taking that job because I agreed with them. I was like, that is horrible. Like, that is not something you should be doing. And so I tried to
being a
get a
bus
job at
driver is a
TriMet
very
too.
being a bus driver is a noble job,
Right.
just so everybody knows.
It's a noble job, but it's not a job that I don't think I would have had the patience. I think
Yeah.
I would have had a lot of, if I would have been able to put on some noise canceling headphones or something, I would have been pretty happy. There's a lot of jobs, which the cool thing is now that people are a little bit more aware of stuff, that there are places that allow people like that have sensory stuff, sensory limitations or whatever. They can wear headphones at work, and like it was a big thing because it was rude, but now it's like it's okay. Like if I would have had headphones and I could have blocked out a lot of stuff.
Children? You mean the children?
Yeah,
Children's
block out the
lives there.
children.
It's like you know what, Rusty, let's pause because we already know you would suck as a bus driver for the fact that you even have to consider wearing headphones not to hear them screaming for work while driving. You would suck. I'm firing you. It's done. You're fired. That's it. You haven't
That's
even
why.
been, you haven't, there you go. Fired a person without even considering them for this job. You just sound like you would not be ideal candidate. So good,
Yeah,
good.
and I wouldn't have been a hypnotist, and
That's true.
I
Yeah, hypnotism would have not found you.
I probably wouldn't have been back at podcasting. I probably wouldn't have met you. And then
There's
my
a lot,
life,
yeah.
what would that have been? What would my life have been if I hadn't met you here?
That's right. Life would have been so different if you've never met me.
I know. I would just be floating away,
Driving a bus with
driving a
headphones
bus.
on,
Yeah, I
putting
wouldn't
your
be.
children, the listeners' children, at risk. So
Yeah,
double
if you were
check your bus
living.
drivers, y'all, if you have children.
Yeah, it was cool though. Like you can see the falls from that place where they store the buses too, which is cool. The Willamette Falls is the second most volume waterfall in North America behind Niagara Falls, and it's like it's a cool spot. Like the other side of the city, like the city on the other side of the falls that I grew up on has the better view for sure. But it's a cool spot. It's a shout out to Willamette Falls.
All right. Can we go back and I would love to finish this because we're about to hit our
I'm
hour.
sorry.
You're good. You should be, you should be sorry, Rusty Diamond. You should be. Yeah, you should be sorry. What are the top three things people hire you the most
Ooh,
for as a hypnotist? Maybe they don't. I don't know actually, Rusty. Tell us.
sure. So number one is one that up until today I have not charged for. I might have charged for it once when I first started, but which is the PTSD and trauma release. People stuck in loops with flashbacks or emotional triggers, and a lot of fight or flight or freeze, and being able to get to the root of that. Whereas talk therapy is great. However, you can stay at talk therapy forever and not get to where you need to be. You can do this. I can change someone's life in 90 minutes. 90 minutes. And then I say, get the fuck out of here. You never have to see me again unless you want to. And then you can see
I
me
love that.
again. But
Actually,
I don't want you.
speaking of this, because I remember, I can't recall when this was during the time that we've known each other, but I remember you sent me this screenshot. I don't know if you still have it, but it was a description of like the impact that psychotherapy had versus hypnotism. And I remember seeing this graph. I can't recall it now. So if you could share that, I would love to include that in the episode.
It is
But
on Hypnosis is great right at the top where someone suggested me to put it. I don't remember who that was that told me to put it there up on top because it was the most important information, but it could have been you. Very well could have been you. It was you.
I
So
was about to
thank
say,
you
if
for
was she
that.
beautiful and gorgeous and like
She,
breathtaking individual? Probably. Must have been me.
absolutely, absolutely. Then it was very easy to narrow down who it was.
That's
Then
right.
I
Like, I
knew
mean,
I
I'm the
was,
only one that comes up with these brilliant strategic ideas. So, yeah, I know. It's very
yeah.
difficult. Everybody should be, you know, that's why my phone's always blown up and everybody's just wanting to get a piece of this awesomeness.
I
But that's
don't
awesome.
blame
I
you.
didn't realize. I haven't been on your website in a while. So, thank you so much for that shout out. Listen, I say this, like, if you cannot beef yourself up and you cannot compliment yourself, nobody else will. So I take the chance to do that for anytime as I can. Yeah,
But
yeah, thanks.
so
Awesome.
yeah.
Okay.
So there's that one. Number two
Yeah.
is stop smoking.
Oh,
And so the thing about stop smoking, so right now I charge $1,000 for stop smoking right now for one session. And when is this being released?
probably in a month or two. Not a month. Not definitely not two, but like a month from
Okay.
today. Yeah.
So when this is released, when this drops, my price is going to be going to $10,000 for one session because I hate doing it. I hate it. I hate it, and that's what I used to get a lot of calls for. I still get calls in Portland or Gresham, Oregon for people that still see my name the
Why do
at
you,
my office there.
wow, that's so
Yeah.
cool. So wait, why
Yeah.
do you hate it? Like, does it just take a toll on you? Is that what it is? Or you just hate the
No,
people who smoke and you're like, you despise them and you're like, pay me $1 million, you disgusting human. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, guys.
sometimes.
Okay.
I was a smoker for a long time. I was a quite the smoker, and I don't like it. Like there's a lot of people who do it. There's a lot of people who do that, and people love it, and people like making a living off of it. And you can make a living off of stop smoking hypnosis, and it can work again in 90 minutes, and you're done. It's whatever, but there's no good really that it does for me. I feel like my services could be used better elsewhere. And, a lot of times when people call me up, they say, I want to quit smoking. And I say, well, do you want to quit smoking? Or does somebody else want you to quit smoking? I say that almost every time. And usually it's someone else wants that now. And I say, okay, well, you know what? Don't feel bad about it. If you're gonna smoke, don't feel bad about it. You don't need to feel bad about it and smoke too. Quit when you want to quit. If you want to quit, you can come to me and I'll probably send you somewhere else. But again, find someone that you connect with. There's thousands of hypnotists in the world, but hypnosis is the best way to do a lot of this stuff. And I will put that over. You don't need to see me. If you like me, we can work. But if you don't like me, I'm giving you good information here.
For sure.
So,
Let me
yeah,
ask you a follow-up question. Do you do this online virtually or does it have to be in person? Like, does that matter?
I like doing it online. I can do it in person. It's fun,
Okay.
but I've been all over the place recently. So I had an office in Portland. And then after that, once I moved to Minnesota, I went all virtual. And then COVID hit. And then going virtual was very easy and people understood it rather than being, I don't know if it's going to work. Now it's easy. Now it's just like, maybe you're watching this and you're thinking, oh, my eyes are getting heavy. I'm getting sleepy. I'm so relaxed. Everything feels so great. And then, here you are. But so there's that one. And my third favorite one is past life regression or memory retrieval. I enjoy that one. And those are fun. I don't really know what it is, but I also use this for writer's block. If people are stuck somewhere, they don't know what to do, they're going to get something that's going to pop up in their head. So you can come see me for that. If you have some weird dream you don't remember, you can come see me for that. If you've had alien encounters and you don't remember everything that happened, you can come see me for that. I see it all, and everybody that has told me about alien stuff has had the exact same story of what the inside of the craft looks like.
Ooh.
So I don't know what that means. However, that was an interesting point that I
Okay.
picked up on.
Huh. We're gonna have to do a part two on this one, Rusty Diamond. We're gonna have, I think
Maybe.
this is a good one to end.
Maybe.
Pause.
Don't
And we
push your
gotta
luck.
pick this. Huh?
Don't push your luck.
Don't put, no, no,
We
no,
got
no.
we got one here. We got one here. We're gonna probably call it. It's a standalone.
This is it. Yeah, like, and this is a perfect way to end and tune in to the next episode where we really unpack what does Rusty mean by that. Rusty Diamond, how can my listeners learn more about you? Where should they look to
They
find
can
you?
go to Rusty Diamond Net, and that has my link tree. That will take you to anything you could ever think about from me, except for a lot of old footage of stuff that is elsewhere on the internet because I don't want to search for that yet or put that on my link tree. My link tree is pretty simple right now, but anywhere you like following people, going back to stalking. So if you like stalking people, rustydiamond.net is a great place to do it. You can stalk me very much from there. And
Okay.
thank you so much for having me on your show. I'm happy we get to talk. That's always something I look forward to. And I hope that people who are listening got one little nugget of something that they can take with them. Maybe two. Two
Yeah.
nuggets.
If you get 3 nuggets, though, this one you shouldn't let us know because I think Rusty Diamond will go after you and charge you for it. I know I would.
I would. I would too. I would.
I would give us our
I'm
money.
coming to collect.
We don't play around here, yo.
Yeah. I'm our hired guns here, so look out.
That's right. Well, good. Thank you so much, Rusty Diamond, for being here on this show, and we will be back. I look forward to the next time that we do pick this up on this topic, part 2. You'll be in another space that's not here or there.
I will. Maybe further, maybe closer. Maybe it's all in the same place and everywhere all at once.
That's true. That's right. Thank you so much, Rusty. I really appreciate your time, and thank you to the listeners. We'll be in tune in the next episode. If something in this episode landed, stayed with you, or stirred something honest inside, please let me know. You can find me at www.risewithaya.com. That's where everything lives, the podcast, my writings, and ways to connect. So I'd love for you to follow me on social media and tell me what you want more of. That can be topics, questions, or conversations you're craving. Rise Plus Rebel isn't just a podcast. It's a community built around truth, presence, and becoming your authentic self. So until then, don't rush your journey. Honor every moment of it.